Hello, everyone, and good Monday morning. I hope you all had a great weekend and didn't blow away. We had a lot of wind over the course of the weekend, and it's still breezy again today as well. That wind really not going anywhere aside from to the northwest from the southeast. And today is a first alert weather day. We're already starting to see some of that rain moving into eastern North Dakota. So let's take a look at this forecast. Steady rain expected to move from the west to the east today, and wind too, accompanying the rain. 1 to 2 inches of rain still possible in some areas. I've got an update to where those locations are expected to be, and of course, the impacts to the ongoing harvest. Here's a look at the radar right now. We've got a few light spotty showers through the southern valley and a couple more light showers moving into northern Minnesota. But the main area of rainfall right now continues to be in the northeastern part of the state, stretching back down into south central North Dakota. The yellow and orange colors, that indicates some moderate rainfall, whereas the lighter green is lighter intensity rainfall. So here's a little bit of a closer look into the southern Red River Valley. Might see a raindrop or two on your windshield in these areas. And as I mentioned, the main event is here. You see just to the west of Devil's Lake and Carrington, this little band of yellow indicating some more moderate rainfall. There's a lot of farmland in that area as well. I'm very familiar with that part of the state. And this is going to be impacting the harvest. Heard from some beet farmers as well that the fields are muddy and it's getting a little tricky out in the fields. Let's talk about the wind. Today, we're seeing that wind out of the south and southeast. We could again see gusts upwards of 35 to 40 miles per hour, just like we've seen for the last handful of days. Now, yesterday was a little windier, but kind of getting tired of some of that wind. I don't know about you. Let's take a look at the afternoon forecast here. Wind going to remain gusty to the afternoon. Then we see this main area of rain as we head into the afternoon continue to lift to the north and east. Right here is a front. You can see the location of the front based on the wind direction. Out of the south and southeast ahead of that front, turning more northerly behind the front. So you can see it's located right about there from northeastern North Dakota through the James River Valley towards just east of Mobridge, South Dakota, by about 5 o'clock this afternoon. So you'll still want the rain jacket and the umbrella, maybe as you're headed to your car after work today. This evening, this is now getting ready to settle for bed, at least I am anyways, at about 10 o'clock. Steady rainfall now on the Minnesota side of the Red River with some lingering showers east, but most of the rainfall coming to an end, at least the steadier rainfall coming to an end on the North Dakota side of the river. By tomorrow morning, still expecting to see some rain to the east. Now, depending on the speed of this front, which is a little slower than it was looking to be last week, which is why the Central Valley, we're not quite seeing that rain yet. Slowed down just a little bit. So depending on the timing of this front, we could still be seeing rain in our easternmost counties for the morning drive tomorrow morning. The rest of the region drying up, seeing some cloudy skies, but we see decreasing cloud cover throughout the day tomorrow, so some good news there. Meanwhile, the rain in Minnesota tomorrow is going to remain steady just off to our east throughout the afternoon. That's why we're expecting this secondary area of 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. In North Dakota, extreme northeastern North Dakota down through Devil's Lake, approaching the I-94 corridor is where we can still anticipate 1 to 2 inches of rain. This area in green, that indicates generally less than a half an inch. Now, if you were watching last week, we were seeing from several of our models that the heavier rainfall would be situated about here. Again, that has to do with the timing of this front that has slowed down a little bit and pushed that heavier rainfall a little bit to the north and west. This also does not include the rain that has already fallen. Here are a few of the rainfall reports so far, courtesy of the North Dakota Agricultural Weather Network. I just put together this list about 10 minutes ago, so these are fairly up to date. About 0.8 of an inch in Woodworth, North Dakota. These are all on the North Dakota side, by the way, so I didn't include the state here. Bremen, 66/100ths. Edmore, a little more than a half an inch. Same thing in Heaton, in Wells County. Webster, same thing. just shy of half an inch in Wales. Crary, up near the Devil's Lake Basin, just shy of 3/10 of an inch. And of course, it's still raining steadily too. What about temperatures? Well, we woke up to temperatures in the low 50s. You can see at the bottom of your screen there, 51 degrees at this time in Fargo. We're only expecting a high of about 53, so warming up a couple of degrees for afternoon high temperatures. Not quite the case in northeastern North Dakota. Temperatures have been in the 50s this morning, but they will be falling now this afternoon. We talked about the location of that cold front. Well, these areas are going to be behind that front and seeing some falling temperatures as some cooler air is being pulled in. Turning our attention to the Caribbean. Hurricane Melissa, as of this morning, now a Category 5 hurricane. Right here, this is Jamaica. Looks like my pointer tool doesn't want to work. There it is. Right there is Jamaica. So the hurricane, now that Category 5, situated just to the southwest of Jamaica. Interestingly enough, the hurricane is moving very gradually to the west at 3 miles per hour. That's not going to be its course. We'll show you that track here in just a second. But take a look at these winds, 165 mile per hour winds. Looking to be a devastating storm for Jamaica. Okay, so here is a recent satellite snapshot of the hurricane, a very clearly defined eye wall here. Textbook picture of a Category 5 hurricane, and you can kind of see Jamaica there underneath the cloud deck. There's Cuba up here. So watch what happens with the track. Later this afternoon and into this evening, Melissa is going to start to turn back to the north. So currently on a westerly course, going to change course and track right up into Jamaica, making landfall expected late tonight, early tomorrow morning as a Category 5 storm. Now, crossing over Jamaica, that's going to weaken the storm a bit with the friction and just moving over land kind of weakens storms. So expected to diminish into a Category 3 by the time it makes its way up into Cuba and through the rest of the Caribbean. But looking to be a devastating storm with life-threatening storm surges, flash flooding, and life-threatening damaging winds as well. So not looking to be a good situation from Melissa. Back closer to home, Halloween is already this week. Don't know where the time went. Friday, and we are watching Friday to be our next weather maker. Still looking at the possibility of a few rain showers. We first started talking about that potential, I want to say it was early last week. I believe it was Lisa Green who first put it on our 11-day forecast, that chance for some showers. And it's still looking to be the case. Models are still showing it. Doesn't look to be a soaking rain like we will be seeing later this afternoon, but may impact some of your trick-or-treat plans or your outdoor plans. So if you have little trick-or-treaters and you're headed out, I'm going to just keep an eye on that forecast. Looking a little bit breezy too, of course. Are we surprised? I'm not sure what's happening with my graphic there. We're just going to skip right past that one. Grand Forks currently at 54 degrees. Oh, I know what it is. I had a Skycam background, and engineering is currently working on our Skycam. Okay, Grand Forks, temperatures pretty steady through the afternoon with the rain, with the wind, sustained winds around 20 miles per hour, gusting 35 plus. Right now, Grand Forks, you're seeing a gust out of the south to 33 miles per hour, 31 in Fargo, 31. Fergus Falls, 30. I only expect the wind to now increase throughout the afternoon. You can see here looking at our wind trend, 35 to 40 miles per hour right on into this evening. We're going to skip past that one as well and that one. Looks like I really threw in some graphics I didn't mean to for this update here. So we're just going to skip right ahead. There we go to your 11-day planner. Sure is a Monday, isn't it? 50 degrees tomorrow in Fargo. Still a little breezy as rain moves off to the east into Minnesota. Quieter conditions for Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures near 50 degrees and a little closer to freezing for morning lows on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday looking decent for your November 1st. 49 for a high. Now, Sunday, possibility of a few raindrops, but it's also time to fall back. Turn that clock back 1 hour. Next week, we're expecting some upper 40s to low 50s for Monday and Tuesday. Still looking good for Wednesday and Thursday as well, right on through your 11-day forecast. And looking to be a bit drier next week as well, aside from a few spotty showers on Sunday. So hopefully that gives the farmers a bit of a break. We almost want some breezy conditions next week just to help speed up the drying process. But in the meantime, keep the rain gear handy for today, and we'll see you in the next update. Have a wonderful afternoon.